In the first session, we saw how the interaction between church and business leaders has not always been great. And in the last session, we saw how the need is huge. So what steps could you take to bring business leaders together to join you in seeking God for solutions to the need? One idea is you could identify all those in your church who either own their own business, however small, or are leading in business at a management level, and then invite them to meet with you and acknowledge and affirm them in their giftings and callings.
I think when you draw close to people, you find it much easier to understand them, the challenges they face, the world that they're in. Then I've sort of felt really encouraged, inspired even, to get to know the business leaders in my church, to really draw alongside them, to make the effort to commute to their place of work, see what their day-to-day life is like, spend time with them, to ask them questions, simple questions like, what's your story, or what's been on your mind recently?
You could start a support group for business people. As we come out of lockdown, business leaders will need all the support that they can get. You think that meeting physically again is going to require some thought and planning? Just think of the challenges they've got. Why not gather them together, maybe monthly, over food, so that they can network together? Then you can pray for them, encourage them, and unleash your prophetic people over them. In one of our leaders' meetings, David asked for prayer for his business as he had a couple of strategic directional choices to make. As we prayed, someone had a picture of a blue ribbon. It turned out that the blue ribband or ribbon was an award for the fastest transatlantic crossing. Suddenly it was clear to David which choice he was going to have to make. Take the American one, and he has done well on it.
You could also engage with them in several ways. You could encourage them to join our network and share the church planting vision with them. It would be amazing if together you understood the challenges and together sought God for solutions on how we can help bring the gospel to all these nations. And then, of course, you could share what God says and ideas that He gives with the rest of our network.
Business people also have a wealth of experience in building teams and problem solving. As Daniel met up with one of his business people in their workplace, he was helped a lot, as he now tells us.
I had lunch with one guy recently and was just reflecting on one department of church life, and off the top of his head he had 2 or 3 absolutely brilliant suggestions for me.
Some business people have expressed sadness that all we as church leaders want from them is finances. Some business people do sense a call to earn a lot so that they can give a lot. But we do the kingdom of God and our precious people in business a great disservice if that is the only impression we give them. There is so much more to walking together than that. Business people are where they are called to be. In September in our church, we're going to run Karen Kirch's Call to Influence course, which is all about bringing the kingdom of God and exercising godly influence in the marketplace.
Have you ever considered that God's missional plan for you sits outside of your church environment and actually sits in the place where you are working?
In this session, we've suggested engaging with your business people, meeting up with them individually to encourage and affirm them in their call and ministry in the business world. We've talked about business support groups, sharing the vision of businesses being planted alongside church plants, and asking for their help for challenges and issues.
Having worked through these 3 sessions, what is God saying to you about all of this? What does He want you to do next?